Hi, and welcome to this course. So in this course, I will teach you everything you need to know about how you can make a better first impression. So you can see here there are 7 days. So if you look just down here, you can see that there are 7 days. So I would recommend that every day you go through one lesson. Okay? You go through a first lesson, you watch the videos, you understand the basics, the techniques, everything that I share, and then you will see that there are also exercises. So I really recommend that you do the exercises. And then you go day 2, day 3, day 4, every day. You apply it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to post them in the discussion board. So let's go. The psychology of approaching is something that is really interesting. You have person A and you have person B. The person A wants to approach person B, but it's not as easy because it can be difficult because you don't know who this person is. Maybe this person will hurt you. Maybe someone around will see that you approach this person and it's dangerous and this other person can kill you. You can say, yeah, but no one will kill me. Nowadays, yes. But the thing with psychology of approaching, it started many years ago, many thousand years ago, when we were in a tribe and we still have these tribe instincts, which is, if you approach someone, then I get rejected, maybe I will die because then they will kick me out of the tribe. So this is why we have this fear of approaching someone. We have this thing that we don't know if it's safe to approach someone else because it can be dangerous. And most of the time we don't want to approach this person because we don't want to take the risk that something bad happens. So then we don't approach. So this is something that you should just have in mind, is that it's normal to be afraid. It's normal to be afraid, but there are things that you can do so that you can increase your chances of approaching someone and make an amazing first impression. To make a really good first impression, you must be focused on feeling good. But then you will say, you know what, Alan? Yeah, but it's what you say. Do you know that it's only 7%? The communication between human beings is only 7% verbal and 93% non-verbal. So you could have almost nothing to say. If you have the 93%, which is your non-verbal communication, which is the sound of your voice, your eye contact, your smile, your vibe, the energy that you are exchanging with someone, if you have the 93%, it will outweigh the 7%. Yes, I will teach you the 7%, but I just want to give you this key here, is that when you want to approach someone, instead of saying, okay, what do I say? What do I say? Ask yourself this question, okay, how can I feel good? And then to feel good, you just have to feel good emotions in your body. You can remember something really great that happened to you. You can remember, for example, last time you went on vacation and you loved it. You just have to feel these good emotions here. And then you can approach someone. You will see that when you approach someone and you have good emotions, it's way more impactful than saying, okay, what do I say? What do I say? And then you are all stressed and you have negative energy in your body. So focus on feeling good when you approach someone. And this is an exercise you can do, is that right now, focus on feeling good. Focus on having good emotions in your body. So for the first, for the 5 seconds, for the next 5 seconds, just focus on feeling good. I feel really good right now. And this is a really great state of mind to approach someone because you feel good. You must be conscious that it starts before approaching. When you want to approach someone, most people think that it starts when you approach someone. But actually not, it starts before approaching. Why? Because your mindset will have an impact. The way you feel, as we discussed before. But also, if people see you doing things that are weird, or if people see you doing things that make you low value. For example, let's say that you are at a networking event or you are somewhere in a social situation and you want to approach someone. And then this person, for example, waves at you. And then what you do is that you just look at them awkwardly and do nothing because you are afraid. Or for example, let's say that this person just smiles at you, or even this person just looks at you and then you are all stressed like that. You haven't even approached someone, but the first impression that this person has, is that you are someone that is low confident, low value. And you must be conscious that when you enter a social environment, you should be feeling good, having fun, And also you should be confident and be aware of that when you enter a social situation, people around you will be looking at you, and the first impression that they will get is when you are in this social situation. It's also when you approach them, but there is also you have this first impressions, like when you enter a room or when you are in a social situation. So that's really important to consider that. Let's take an example. You go to a bar, and for example, let's say that I want to approach a girl, and I enter the bar, I'm all stressed, and then a girl looks at me, and then I look down and I look all stressed. I haven't even approached, but the girl says, oh, this guy is a loser, he is not confident. So be aware of that it can be a networking event, a job interview also. Most people think that it starts in the room. No, it starts when the interviewer comes at the entrance and say, hey, you can come in. It starts there. It doesn't start when the interviewer says, okay, what makes you a great candidate? So be aware of that. It starts really, really early, something that you should really keep in mind. To approach someone, the first key is that you must be congruent with your state and with the things that you want to say. Let's say that, for example, you want to approach someone and you want, for example, to give a compliment, but you don't feel like it. Let's say that you want to give a compliment with high energy, say, hey, you are awesome, or hey, I really like your job. Let's say that you learned that or you read that on the internet and you want to approach someone like that, but you don't feel like it. Let's say that you feel nervous and you don't really want to give a compliment. The key to a great approach is that it must be congruent with how you feel, who you are, and what you want to say. So this is really important, is that later I will give you keys, I will share with you tools and things you can say, but it must be congruent with your state, because this is what will make an approach work, is the fact that it's congruent with who you are. So again, if you go and you approach someone with something, for example, hey, how is the weather today? And you really don't want to say that, it will come across as weird. Why? Because the communication is 93% and the words are only 7%. So the words are there, like it's not too bad, but then the 93% are terrible. So you must be congruent with that. So this is the first key. When you approach someone, you must really be aware of your state, of what you want to say and what you want to do, and then just go with the flow. Okay, I will give you things to say, but it has to be congruent with the way you approach. Now, okay, Alan, you want to give me ways to approach, but then you say that it is in the moment. Okay, what do you do? My suggestion is like select 2 or 3 ways of approaching someone and then go for it. These are your default openers. And we'll see later how you can approach someone, exactly what you can say, but I just want here to give you the idea that you must select 2 or 3 ways that are congruent with who you are and use them. For example, one way that I use is that if I have nothing to say, I'm in a really low energy and everything is pissing me off and I really don't want to approach, and I have to approach, I say, hey, my name is Alan, because I know that I can be really high energy or I can be depressed and say, hey, my name is Alan, and I know that it will work. So we'll see later the openers that you can use, but just focus on that. Find the one that really resonate with you and that you can use even like if you're in a bad mood or in a great mood. So it's really the ones that resonate with you. Starting an interaction with someone is not the most important thing. People think, oh, you know what? Oh, I have to approach this person. This is the most important thing. The thing that they focus on, okay, what am I going to say in the first 10 seconds? How am I going to approach someone? But why are you focusing on the only first seconds of the interaction, not focusing on the whole interaction? Because I consider that approaching someone is like starting the car. You are in your car, okay? In the morning, let's say that you wake up and then you have to go to work. So you go in your car, then you put the key in, and then you turn on the car, and then you drive. Approaching someone is just putting the key in and turning the car, and turning on the car. That's what it is. Then you have to drive. But driving is then how you're going to lead the conversation. And then it's how your eye contact, everything. But approaching someone is just starting the car. You just go and say, hi, hey, my name is ta-ta-ta. Or you approach someone in a way that you will see later. It's just approaching, just starting the car. You're not like, oh my God, I have to start the car this morning. I have to start the car this morning. No, you just go and you do it. That's the same thing with approaching. You go, you approach someone with 1 or 2 sentences, and then that's it. The car is on. And then you have to drive the car. But we'll see later how we can do that. Now, just a few words about the psychology of approaching. I just want to share with you this key that is the main key for me. It's not the words that you say that are important. What is important is that you are the one saying the words. You are the one saying that. Let's say that, for example, I go and I approach someone and say, hey, my name is Alan. I really wanted to meet you. It's not the words that I'm saying, but it's the fact that I am going to approach them, that it's the fact that it is who I am that is going to matter. Not really the words, because remember, 7%. So really, in this section here, I wanted to show you that 93% are words. It's really important to approach someone and be congruent with the way you approach someone, and focus on feeling good. And you know that just by you being yourself and approaching with an authentic style, it will work way better than learning lines and then applying it, and if it's not congruent. Do you see here already that the difference that you have between approaching and being authentic and saying the things that you want to say and that are good in a situation, and the opposite, which is like preparing everything, focusing on what to say and not focusing on feeling good and then going for that. You see, one will be robotic and one will be charismatic. So that's it. This is the first sections about the psychology of approaching. Now let's jump into the section. Okay, how can we approach someone? Now let's discuss the direct approach, and I would like to discuss the compliments. My favorite way of approaching someone is to give compliments. Why? Because people love compliments. Remember the last time that someone gave you a compliment. How was you feeling inside your body? I'm sure you felt really, really great. So this is the goal here, is that you want to give a compliment to someone. But be careful. Because if I approach someone and say, hey, you look really friendly, and I don't think that this person looks friendly, or I don't really think that the compliment is genuine, it won't work. So the base for a great compliment is it has to be genuine. So you must want to say it. That's the base. So it's, for example, you approach someone and you want to really, you don't really know how to approach someone and say, hey, this person has a great outfit, or hey, this person looks interesting, or hey, this person gave a great conference, or hey, this person did that. You can approach this person, hey, I really liked I really liked your conference. Hey, I really liked I really like your outfit today. Hey, you seem like a friendly person. What's your name? By approaching and giving a compliment, you will always start on the right foot if it's genuine. So it has to be genuine. And you will see that if it's completely an expression of yourself when you give this compliment, it will work like a charm. And you will see that people will hook instantly. So it has to come from a place where it's genuine and you want to say that, because everyone loves compliments. Now, the compliments, you can compliment someone on his looks, on his personality, and on what happened in the environment before. So let's take for example on the looks. You can say, hey, I really like your outfit. Hey, I really like the suit you are wearing. Hey, I really like the color. Hey, I really like this shirt. Hey, I really like how you match the colors. Hey, I really like. It's really easy, but it has to be genuine. Here I just want to open up your mind on the kind of compliments that you can give. So on the looks, this is great. So if you go and you approach someone on that, that's really great. And that's not rude. People think that, oh my God, I shouldn't show too much interest. It's not about showing interest, it's about being a human being and interacting with someone else. You want to compliment someone, go and compliment someone. I'm not telling you, oh, compliment everyone and be a manipulation freak. No, you just go and you approach someone and you give a compliment because you want to give a compliment. And you will see that if you have this mindset, you will be socially successful and you will really, really, really have great results. Now, the second way you can approach someone and give the compliments is about the personality. And this is my favorite way actually. It's because it's the one that works the best for me. Is you approach someone, hey, you look really friendly, I just wanted to say hi. Hi, you look really open-minded. Hey, you look really adventurous. Because you can see by just looking at someone how this person is. If you see that this person looks really friendly, you can go and tell her that, hey, you look really friendly, I just wanted to say hi. And this is why I really like it, is that if you say if you say that to someone, hey, you look really friendly, I wanted to say hi, then the person has to act as friendly because you frame it that way. So this is what's really powerful, because then if you say, hey, you look really nice, or hey, you seem really friendly, and then the person say, no, fuck off. The person won't say that. The person will say, oh, thank you, and then will act as someone that is friendly. So this is something that you can do. You can frame the conversation that way. So this is a powerful tip that you can do. Now the third part is about talking about the environment. So you can compliment someone on, for example, if this person gave a conference before, or you can compliment someone on the job this person did, on what happened before. Think about the interaction. You have the looks of someone, you have the personality, and then you have the environment. So these are the three things that you can use to give a compliment. So just to approach someone, you can say, hey, and then you say the compliment, and then you can introduce yourself. Hey, my name is Alan. Okay, so this is a great way you can approach someone. Now I would like just to give you a quick exercise. Imagine that you are somewhere. Imagine in your mind that you are somewhere and that you see people you would like to approach. Imagine what they are wearing, where they are, the environment, the state of mind they are in. Imagine that, and then ask yourself this question. Okay, how could you approach them, and how could I compliment them? And do that now. I would say take 2 or 3 minutes and just think about 3 people that you would like to approach in a certain environment, and think about the compliment that you could give them. Just do that and you will see that your brain will start focusing on genuine compliments. And first it can be difficult if you're not used to give this kind of compliments to strangers, but after a while your mind will be comfortable to do that. So this is a really great exercise that you could do right now. Now, the second part of the direct opener is really simple, that you can introduce yourself. So if you go and you introduce yourself, hey, my name is Alan, your first reflex is to say, hey, my name is Mark, is to answer the question. So this is really great because it's a default opener. Remember, just before I told you that if you are in a low state or in a high state, or if you are really happy or sad, you can use it. It's not like something that has to be congruent with your state of mind. It's just like, hey, my name is Alan, how are you? Or hey, my name is Alan, what's your name? So this is something that works really, really well. So it's really great because the person will introduce himself, and it's something that works really well. So it should be one of your default opener. How you do that? You do that with a confident voice. Hey, my name is Alan, and then you shake hands. Remember, the hand is not, it has to be firm, okay? How I shake hands is that I open just a little bit. Hey, my name is Alan. And then I take the hand, and then I just put it like that. So I put the hand here. Hey, how are you? And then I just turn a little bit like that. You see? It's straight here. I don't go like that because people do that, but it's more like you want to be dominant. And I don't want to do that with people, because you don't want right away to start, hey, I'm the most dominant here. Say, hey, I'm just open. And then when the person takes my hand here, I just put it like that. Okay, this is the best thing. So your handshake has to be firm, has to be assertive, but don't try to be an asshole and try to really crash the other person's hand or something like that. You will see that this is the default opener that you have here is really great. So now in this section we saw the compliments, that it has to be genuine and it works like a charm. You can compliment someone on his looks, on the personality, and also on the environment, so what happened before. We also saw that you can introduce yourself and it will work like a charm. Now let's go to the next section, which is how you can approach someone, but in the indirect way. Approaching someone the indirect way is something that works really great also. The idea behind that is that you should just approach someone and ask a basic question or an opinion. Remember, approaching someone is about starting the car. So it's just about initiating this first interaction. It's not really important, because if you ask most people, okay, do you remember how someone approached you? 99% of the time they will say, I don't remember. I just remember that we had a great conversation. So this is something that is important to remember. It doesn't really matter what you say, just the fact that you are the one saying it that is really important. So you can approach someone and ask a basic question. You can say, you can ask the question even if you already know the answer. Let's say that, for example, I go to a bar and I can approach someone and say, hey, do you know when this bar closes? Hey, do you know when this bar gets full? It's about just asking a simple question. Hey, do you know what will be the weather like tomorrow? Hey, do you know if it's going to rain tomorrow? Hey, do you know where I can find this book? Hey, do you know when the conference starts? Hey, do you know where's the nearest parking? Hey, do you know? Just asking a question. And it doesn't matter if you already know the answer. Most people say, you know what? I know everything when I go somewhere. Say, yeah, maybe you know it, but even you can ask the question. Let's say that, for example, I go to a social networking. Then I know that the conference will start, I don't know, at 9 and it's 8:30. I would just approach someone, hey, sorry, can I just ask you a question? Do you know when the conference will start? Then they'll say, oh yeah, I think it will start at 9. Say, okay, interesting. And then you can say something else. We'll see later how to continue that. But I want to say that you can approach someone just by asking a basic question. When you ask the basic question, you can start the interaction with, hey, excuse me, can I ask you a quick question? Because by saying that, hey, excuse me, can I ask you a quick question? People will see that it's quick and you just want to ask them a question. You don't want, for example, to be with them for 5 hours. So you can say, hey, excuse me, can I ask you a quick question? I just wanted to know ta 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 ta. It works really well. And then people will see that 99% of the time they will answer in a friendly way. And then you can transition, but we'll see that later. Here it's really about approaching. You can also ask an opinion. You can say, hey, excuse me, can I ask you a quick opinion? Do you prefer this wine or this wine? You can say, hey, which cocktail are you drinking? Is this good? Is this bad? Hey, do you know if I should do that or that? Hey, do you know if it's better to go to this place or this place to have dinner? So you can see that here there are many things that you can use. You can ask a basic question, which is really basic and it doesn't really matter. It's just about starting the car. Or you can also ask an opinion. You can say, hey, a friend gave me this shirt. Do you think it matches my eyes? Or do you think it looks great on me? It doesn't really matter. It's just asking an opinion at the end. It's just starting the car. So here I give you great advices to approach someone. So it's indirect. So by asking a question or asking an opinion. And before you saw that you could compliment someone or introduce yourself. So now you have really great tools that you can use to approach someone. These are the easiest one, and these are the ones that will work 99% of the time. There are other ways to approach someone, but it's more difficult and the success rate is much lower. So I wanted to give you something that really works and that is simple to use, because that's the thing that you want to have. You want to have simple tools that you can use to approach someone. So how can you remember the name? We have all been in a conversation and then you are talking with someone and then you don't remember the name. You just want, you want, for example, to take the number or write the name down, but you don't remember. It's really uncomfortable. So how can you remember the name? First, you must listen to the name. For example, when someone introduces himself and says, hey, my name is Mark, listen to that. Don't think about the next thing that you want to say or about something else. Listen and be present to the conversation. Then you will see that you will remember the names. What you can also do is repeat the name 10 times in your head. Let's say that, for example, say, hey, my name is Alan. And then you say, hey, my name is Mark. I will just repeat, Mark, 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 Mark. Then you will say something, I will repeat, Mark, 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 Mark. It will be on the back of my head. Because what you want to do is that you want to remember that by increasing the times that you say the name in your head. So this is a great way is to repeat the name in your head. What you can also do is use the name in the conversation. If you say, hey, my name is Alan, and then say, hey, my name is Mark, and then I ask you a question, and then like you answer and say, hey, Mark, can I just say something to you? Or, hey, Mark, can I just ask you a question? Say, hey, Mark, what do you think of that? By using that, first, you will remember the name because you will increase the times that you use the name, but also you will have an amazing impact because remember last time that someone called you by your name. Is your family, friends? the strangers, they will never use your name. But if you use the name, people will be like, oh my God, is this person a friend? And this impact here that you will get is that you will be able to connect faster with the person, and the person will like you more because you are calling them by their name. So this is a really great way to remember, is to think about first, a really great way to remember is to really use the name in the conversation. Another great technique, if you want to remember the name, is to associate the person with someone you know. If, for example, I say, hey, my name is Alan, and then you say, hey, my name is Mark. Then I say, okay, Mark, okay, I have a friend that is called Mark, and I just associate this person with my friend, and then I can forget it. And then at the end, I will say, hey, what was his name? And I won't think about his name, but I will think about my friend, and I know how my friend is called, and then I know the name. This is something that works really, really well. Okay, now I would like just to share with you like a small bonus tip, and this is something that I use if I really forget the name and you want, for example, to take the number. So I'm just asking for the number, say, hey, can you give me your number? And then I have the number here, and I say, hey, actually, what is your name? And then the person will say, hey, it's Mark. Say, yeah, no, I know, but what is your last name? And this works really well, because people think that you forgot, but actually you say no, and then you say that you ask for the last name. And then here you go, you have Mark and the last name. So this is a really great way. I hope that you enjoyed this section here on names. It's important, and it's something that will really set you apart if you use names in conversations. You will see that you will have an amazing impact. Bragging. So it's really important that you don't brag. For example, if you are in a social situation, say, hey, you know what, I just came back from this trip in New York, and my business made 100K, and this is great because look at my watch here, I'm really good, I'm amazing. People who do these kind of things is that it's because they are not really confident with it, and they have a lack of self-esteem, so that they need to show people that they are the best. That's what it is. Because imagine that someone that is confident and has a good self-esteem and owns, for example, a business that is making a lot of money, travels a lot. This person is not going to say, hey, I have this business, I made 100K today. No, this person says, hey, yeah, I just have a business. And they won't even say the amount, or they won't even say when they travel. For example, when I travel and I give my conferences, and I know that there are people that can be, oh my God. And I don't use that. For example, when I approach someone and say, hey, yeah, I just went to see a friend. I'm not going to say, hey, I gave a conference at the Sheraton tonight in front of 50 people. I just say, hey, I just saw a friend. Because I also, if you really own it, and if you have a high self-esteem and you feel comfortable with that, you don't have the need to always smash that into the other person's. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a word here is don't brag. Is if you have these things, and they will come up in the conversation naturally, but don't brag because you want to impress someone. Okay, because you will see that the person will see that. The person will see that you're trying to impress them, and it's a big turn off. So my question is, are you bragging? When you approach someone, you're in a social situation, you approach, say, hey, you know what, I just came back from this trip from New York, it was really great, my business partner had a $5,000 deal, and this is great, and tomorrow I'm going to Las Vegas to have some fun, because my father gave me $50,000, and I just bought this car. This is an extreme example, but it can be in a more subtle way, but you will see that if you stop bragging, and actually, if you stop bragging, you will see that you will have better social interactions. So this is really here a word of warning that I wanted to give you is stop bragging, because you are losing a lot of social interactions because of that. Okay, so it's the end of the day one. Here I would like to give you 2 exercises that you can use so that you can start implementing the concepts into your head. The first one is find ways that you can approach someone directly and indirectly. Write 3 ways that you could approach someone directly and 3 ways that you could approach someone indirectly. And then today, just try them. You can try them if you are at the bus station, or if you are walking down the street, or if you go and buy a coffee somewhere, or if you go to a bar tonight, to a social event, a networking event. Just try them. Your goal here is just to get comfortable with approaching someone. Later we'll see the fear of approaching. So if you are afraid of approaching someone, just go for it and just approach someone, because your goal here is not to get a great interaction, it's just to approach. This is your goal. Your criteria for success is just to approach and test your new openers that you have. Okay? And also you can use is that when you approach someone, just try to remember the name. So at the end of the interaction, you leave the interaction and you must know the names and have used it once in the interaction. So this is your challenge, and you will see that your results will really improve if you use the advices I gave you in this section. So congratulations, the first day was intense. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and now it's time to get some rest and also to practice. So do this exercise, do here these two exercises, and we'll see tomorrow for the next part. The first technique here is to approach as soon as you want to. Let's say that I go to a social situation and then I see someone I want to approach. Instead of looking at this person or staring at this person for 10 minutes and building my fear of approaching, I will see this person and then I will go straight to this person and then introduce myself or use a default opener. Why? Because the more you wait, the more the fear will build here. And if you approach immediately when you want to approach, the fear doesn't have time to enter your body. So this is something that is really powerful, because most people, they see someone, they say, okay, I want to approach this person. Hi, but this person is this person. But then the waitress is here. Then what can happen is that, yeah, but that's too difficult because here and here and here. And then the fear builds, yeah, but it's my boss, and what happens if bad happens? And then it's over. Game is over. But if you see the person, say, okay, oh, I want to talk to this person. The situation is clear. Let's go. Hey, my name is Alan. How are you? You see the difference? Their fear doesn't have time. My Tony doesn't have time to enter my body. What happens if you don't approach as soon as you see this person? Relax. Let's take the situation. I want to approach someone here. I just say, okay, I want to approach someone, and then I don't approach, and I'm a little bit scared. I know that the fear is here. What you can do is that instead of worrying, oh my God, I have to approach, forget it. Relax. So I will be, okay, I want to approach Frank. Oh yeah, but I don't know. The fear is here. Say, okay, relax it. I will forget that I want to approach this person. Relax here. I will do something else. Maybe talk to someone else. And then again, I will turn and say, hey, I want to approach this person. And then I go. You can see here that it's a really great technique. Is if you can approach this person directly, go for it. But if you can't, just relax. Let the fear go away. Tell your brain, hey, I'm not going to approach this person. Then do something else. And then when you see this person again, you go straight. And you will see that if you do that, you will get amazing results and the fear will decrease. So this is technique one that is really powerful, and I use it every day actually. It's not like every day I approach straight away, but when I see someone that I want to approach, and then if I don't approach this person, I will just wait a little bit, relax, forget that I want to approach this person, look around, do something else, then say, oh, this person is here, boom, and then I go. It's actually how I trick my body. So it works really, really well. The technique number two is that you want to show your brain that the environment is safe. So what does it mean? When you arrive in a new environment, it can be a social situation, it can be a bar, it can be a networking event, any social situation, you don't know if this environment is safe. You don't know if you can approach someone, because back in the days, you could approach someone and then someone could, then you can have a caveman that came and smashed your head with a stone. That could happen. So you have still that ingrained in your brain. You don't know if this environment is safe. So what you can do to show your brain that the environment is safe, so that you will have less fear of approaching someone because you know that the environment is safe. What you can do is that you just approach someone. You approach the first person you see. Let's say that you go to a bar. Let's say that you go to a networking event. You approach the first person and ask a basic question. So for example, when I enter a bar, I enter and approach the first person I see. Say, I enter the bar and I say, hey, are you having a great night? Hey, my name is Alan. Oh, my name is Matthias. Say, hey, nice to meet you. Have a great night. Why? Why am I doing that? It's not because maybe I want to talk with this person, but maybe yes, maybe no. The thing is that I want to show my brain that it's safe to approach this environment. When I was at university and I had to give speeches there, what I would do, because we have to wait sometimes 45 minutes before giving the speech, I would ask a question. I would ask a question to the professor. I say, hey, I just have a question about that. What can you do? Ta, 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 ta. By doing that, I'm speaking up. So it means that I'm showing my brain that it's safe to be loud in this environment and that nothing bad will happen. And then when it's my turn to give the speech, my speech will be really powerful because I will be relaxed, because I will have less fear, because I know I showed my brain that it's safe to act like that in this environment. So show your brain that it's safe to approach people in this environment. If you are at a networking event, you can approach the first person you see. Hey, my name is Mark. How was the conference? Oh, hey, my name is Mark. How is your day going? Oh, my name is going. Oh, cool. It was nice to meet you. See you later. You just want to show your brain that you can approach this person, because then when you see someone that you really want to approach, the fear of approaching will be decreased. So this is a really great way that you can use. And actually, these are the two techniques that I use. It's first one we discussed before, approach as soon as possible. And if you didn't approach, you just relax, forget that you want to approach this person. And then when you see this person again, you approach. And also you can combine that with approach the first person you see in the environment you want to approach people. So these are my two great techniques. And if you do that, if you get used to approaching people, you will see that your fear will still be there. Now my fear that I call Tony, I know I'm having fun with Tony actually. 10 years ago when I had Tony, it was awful because Tony was really terrible. When I say, hey, Tony is just here, like he's trying to mess with me so that I don't approach people. I know Tony is here. That's it. So you can see it's all about also the mindset when you approach people. So name your fear. Name your fear. My name is, the name of my fear is Tony. What's yours? And then play with it. Hey, Tony is here when I'm going to approach people. I know he's going to mess with me, trying to make me a little bit scared and uncomfortable. I know he's here, but it's okay. He's still young, but you can have fun with it. And then you see like the fear of approaching that was something really bad. It's just like Tony trying to mess with me. Here I would like to share with you a bonus section, also fear of approaching. Because there is a technique that I really wanted to share with you, is focus on the positive. So you have the technique that is approach straight away and approach the first person that you see in the environment to show that it's safe to approach, so that it decreases the fear of approaching. But another great technique that I would like to share is focus on the positive. By that, I mean, most people, when they want to approach someone, they focus on everything that can go wrong. This is in our human nature, because we want to protect ourselves. So what can go wrong? I can approach this person can reject me, this person can say that I'm a loser, this person can do that. Yeah, but maybe this person has a partner. Yeah, but maybe this person already had a business partner. Yeah, but maybe this person won't like me. Yes, but. And then at the end you have this fear of approaching. Because you just listed in your mind all the things that can go wrong. But now, imagine it. Instead of listing everything that can go wrong, why don't you list everything that can go well? Why not? Instead of saying, okay, this can go wrong, this can go wrong, this can go wrong, you can say, okay, this can go well, this can go well, this can go well. Yeah, I can approach this person. This person can be my new business partner. This person can buy my product. This person can like me. This person can be my girlfriend. Yeah, but I can give this person a great time. I can sell this product. If I sell this product, it will increase his life. If I can approach this person, I will give this person a great time. I can network. I can have a new friend. Why don't you think about the positive? And you will see that if you focus when you approach someone, just before approaching, if you focus on the things that can go well, you will see that your fear of approaching will decrease. So this is something that is really important, is focus on the things that can go well. You want to show your brain that the benefits will outweigh the negative things that can happen if you approach. And before you were focusing on the negative and not thinking about the benefits, only about the negative things that can happen. Now you think about all the positive things that can happen if you approach, and it will outweigh the small negative things because you don't have time to think about them, because you are thinking about all the benefits. If you do that, if you approach straight away, then if you approach the first person you see in an environment, you will be an approaching machine. This is what fear of approaching is about, and this is how it works. A great tip would be also to hide the stress gestures that you have. So if you are stressed when you approach someone, that's normal. That's normal, but it's better not to show it too much. Because if you approach someone and you are completely shaking, completely stressed, it's not really great. So, for example, the first thing that we can see is the gestures. First, the hand. If you are, for example, really stressed, you will see that your hand will be shaking, for example, or you will be doing something like that. Or any other parasite gesture. Try to hide it, so try to control it. When you approach someone, try to have your hands relaxed. Don't do stress signs, stuff like that, or scratching your neck, or all the stress tells that you will have, all the stress sign that you will have. Try to be relaxed and try to control your hands. Your hands, because your hands will show a lot. Okay? So try to have your hands really relaxed. This is really important. Also, your movements. Someone that is stressed will move really fast. So for example, if I'm talking to you and I'm here and say, hey, my name is Alan and I'm just here. Yeah, you see, like, I'm moving a lot. Now, observe the difference of the thing that I just did here and say, hey, my name is Alan. How are you? Yeah, I just wanted to approach you because I just wanted to say hi. You see the difference in my gesture is that my gesture is really slow. And when you have a slow gesture, it means that you are confident. When you have gesture that is really fast and uncontrolled, it means that you are stressed. So when you approach someone, imagine that you are underwater. You are underwater. You are under the water. It means that you are in the water. And you have slow movements that are controlled. Hey, my name is Alan. How are you? I'm great, thanks. It's different to say, hey, my name is Alan. How are you? I'm great, thanks. You see? So if you really want to appear confident, imagine that you are underwater when you do that. And have controlled gestures and be careful of your hands because your hands will show a lot of signs that you are stressed. So try to have them relaxed. And remember, move slowly with your hand gestures. It will really, really help you. Breathing, that's really important because what's really fun is that most people, when they approach someone, they forget to breathe. They are so stressed that they want to approach this person, and what they do is that they don't breathe. They hold their breath. Say, hey, my name is Alan, and that's it. It's weird because we stress, so we tend to close our body and we forget to breathe. Because we are stressed, so we want to keep the air in because we don't know what's going to happen. Because we are going to approach someone, so we hold our breath and this is weird. Instead, what you want to do, what you want to be doing is you want to breathe deeply. So first, focus on breathing just before approaching someone. When you want to approach someone, don't hold everything, but breathe deeply. What you can do is that before approaching someone, you just have 3 deep. 1, 2, 3. First, it will calm you down. You will see that you will be less stressed, but also your voice will be better, will be more calm, and it will really have a great impact. So don't forget to breathe. What you can do also in the morning is you can breathe with your belly, just like that. So you inhale by the nose and you exhale by the mouth, by the mouth and the belly. try to breathe with your belly. This is something that is really important. And if you do that every morning for 1 minute, you breathe by the nose and then you feel your belly moving and then you exhale by the mouth, you will get used to breathing like that. And this is something that is really great, because when you will be in a social situation, you won't be stressed because you have this good mechanism of breathing. So don't forget to breathe when you're in a social situation. Just before approaching someone, just breathe 1, 2, 3 times, relax, and you will see that you will appear more confident just with this simple technique. That's as easy as it is. If you want to be a magnetic person, being present is really important. What is being present? Is it some weird thing that you can do? No. Being present means that you are 100%, your focus is 100% in the interaction. You're not thinking about the things that you will say next. You're not thinking about the things that you will do tomorrow. The only things that you are focusing is the person in front of you, what the person is saying. And if you do that, you will see that people will say, I really had a great time with this person. I really connected with this person. This person is special. Because nowadays, most people, when you talk with them, they are focusing on something else. Their phone, what's happening tomorrow, what happened before. They're not fully present in the interaction. So that's really important, that when you are in an interaction with someone, if you want to be charismatic, you have to be present. So now when I'm talking to you, I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say next. It's just flowing out of my mouth. So this is great. So I'm 100% present here. When I'm talking to you, I'm 100% present. So when I'm sharing things with you, when I'm talking here, I'm 100% present. So I'm really enjoying the moment. I'm not thinking about tomorrow or how am I going to edit the videos. Because if I do that, okay, let's do the example. Now I'm going to share things, but I'm going to think about other things. Okay? So hi, welcome to this course, and this is a great course. So yeah, I want to talk about social skills, and you will see that you will improve. You see that the vibe, the energy, the intensity is different, because if you want to connect with someone, you have to be 100% present. Okay, so you have to be in the interaction, and you will see that if you do that, people will say, "Hey, I really connected with this person, and there is something special with this person." So how can you be present? First, most people are not present because they are thinking about what to say next. Let's say that we are having a conversation and then you say something, you say, hey, I'm going to Barcelona for the weekend. And then I'm going to say, okay, what can I say about Barcelona? What can I say about Barcelona? And then you are continuing the story. But I'm not listening because I'm thinking about Barcelona, what I'm going to say. Instead, just listen to the other person and then trust yourself. Trust the fact that you will have something to say. We'll see later the conversation basics, but I want to show you here that trust yourself that you will have something to say. And enjoy the moment with the other person. Now, how can you do that? Let's say that, for example, you are in a social situation, you are interacting with someone, and then you are thinking about other things. What you can do is that you focus on the feeling in your body. So, if I'm thinking about other things, about my socks, about whatever it is, I'm going to put back the emotions and the feelings in my body. So I'm going to feel my feet, feel my legs, feel my belly, feel my butt on the chair. I'm going to feel my hair, my face. I'm going to take back the emotions and the feelings inside my body. And I'm going to reconnect with my body. A great way to do that, for example, is to see the weight of your tongue. I know it's weird, but just do that. Try to feel the weight of your tongue and think about your laundry. It's really difficult because by focusing your intention, your focus inside your body, you will be completely present instead of focusing on things outside. So this is a great technique, is focus on the emotions and the feelings in your body, and you will see that you will be way more present. And when you are with someone, be with someone. So if you approach someone and you are having this time with this person, be with this person 100%. What I can do, and also a mindset that I have, is that when I approach someone, this person in front of me is the most important person in the world. If you are having a President Barack Obama, or if you have someone that is really important and powerful, are you going to be thinking about other things, or are you going to give him all your focus and energy? This is something that you can do when you approach someone. Imagine that is Barack Obama. And you are just present, you are with this person in the moment. And you will see that if you do that, if you are present when you approach someone, you will really have amazing social interactions. And the first impression that people will get will be incredible, because people will say, there is something special about this person. And this is what we want to do. So if you want to increase this be present thing, you can meditate. You can do meditation in the morning. You don't need to do that for half an hour. You can do 5, 10, 20 minutes, as much as you want, and as long as you are comfortable with. What you can do is that you can start with 5 minutes. What you do is you can say, okay, every morning before taking my shower, I will sit down on a chair. I will just sit down, be straight, and I will relax. I will breathe. I will put my focus inside my body. So I will focus on my breathing, on the sensations I have. And if I have a thought that comes in, I will just take the thought and put it in on a cloud and let it go. This is how I meditate. I just sit down on a chair. I focus on the feelings in my body. I focus on my breathing. And then if I want to think about something, I have a thought, I just put it on a cloud. I imagine a cloud, and then the cloud goes away with the thought. I just let it go. And then I train my brain to be present. So this is something that you could do also if you really want to be present in a new interaction. And you will see that if you do that, your first impression will really increase. So this is a really great advice, and I encourage you to meditate and to be present in social situations. There is a way that you can use to boost your confidence just before you enter a new place. Let's say that you have a job interview, you are going to a networking event, or you have to give a conference, and there is a new situation or social situation that you are going to enter, and you don't feel really comfortable. Okay, what you can do is that you can hack your brain, because there are studies that have been made and that shows that if you adopt a posture of someone that is highly confident, that is an alpha male or woman, you will tend to increase your testosterone level and decrease your stress level. So if you adopt the posture of someone that is really high confidence, you will be more confident. So most people, what they do is that they want to enter a place and they don't feel really comfortable, so they adopt the posture of someone that is not comfortable and confident. So your body will get the sign that you are not really confident and your stress level will increase. But what you want to do is that you want to decrease your stress level. So how can you decrease the stress level? Is adopt the posture of someone that is confident. So if you are sitting on a chair or if you are standing up, put your shoulders back. Your chest is open. Your head is straight. Be proud. And then with your hands, you can open your hands like that to take space. And then smile. Because if you smile, it will show your brain that you are happy, and it will also have a positive impact on your confidence and decrease your stress level. So you can do that just before leaving your home. If you do that 20 seconds every day, you will see that your stress will decrease and your confidence will increase. Why? Because you're adopting the posture of someone that is confident. And if you approach the posture of someone that is confident, your body will recognize that and then will give you the confidence that you need and will decrease your stress, because if you change your posture, it will change how you feel. If you change how you feel, it will change your posture. So you can do either way. So you change your posture by adopting the posture of someone that is highly confident. You do that for 20 seconds. You can do that in your house. And then you will see that for the next hour, you will be more confident. Try that now. Try that now. Okay, let's do that. Just stand up. If you are at your office and you are watching that, maybe don't do that now, but if you are home watching that, just try it. Try it. Stand up and then adopt the posture of the one that is confident. Chest open, shoulders back, head straight, smile, and put your hands like that. How do you feel after these 20 seconds? You will feel better, more confident. So this is the goal. This is a great tip here that I share with you that you can use if you feel less confident. You can also do that in the toilets. I did that many times before job interviews, when I had a job, or before my conferences. I go in the toilets, I lock myself in the cabin, and then I do it. No one will see me, and then when I leave the toilets, my friends say, hey, we are more confident. What happened in there? So you can see that it works really, really well. So I encourage you to try now. Try it. Don't be shy. It's really about practice. Practice that, and you will see that your confidence will increase. How to be the most interesting person in the room. So the goal here is that with this course is to increase your first impression so that it's legendary, amazing, and you can connect with people and people really say, hey, this is the most interesting person I saw today. But in order to be this person, here I'm giving you great advices. You really must apply it. So if you want to be the most interesting person in the room, you really have to apply and try the things, and don't be afraid to fail. Because most people say, you know what, I just want the great advices, but I don't want to try, I don't want to fail, I don't want to take the risk. I just want the right thing, and then if I apply it, everything will go well. But it's not like that. Here I gave you already great advices. You should really apply them. You should really put them into practice and test them to see if you get good results. If you don't get good results, try to adjust it. Try to adjust it and try again until you succeed. But don't be afraid to try, because if you try and then you fail, it's still an experiment. So see that as a social experiment. You should really do that. You should really get these references for the concept that I'm giving you. You can say, yeah, but there are people that are naturally gifted, or there are people that are really good at what they do. I don't have a chance. They are good at what they do because they had these references, they had these experiences. What can happen is that when they were in high school, they had these references, and then they had the right references, and then they build it up, and then they just build on the references. But now if you want to increase, you have to start with this new reference here. You want to show your brain that the advices I gave you here are working for you. So you should really put them into practice so that you will start getting the references, so that your first impression will increase and you will be the most important in the room, most important person in the room. And you will see that if you do that, you will succeed. But be open-minded, go for it. If you have to fail, fail. Just go and try it. Okay? It's about trying. If, for example, if it's in a work environment or where people know you, just go somewhere else where no one knows you and go and test the concept that I gave you. But you must show your brain that that works, and you should try and see by yourself, tweak it according to your personality. Okay, so this is something that is really important. And don't be afraid to fail. When I started, my friends were telling me, you failed, you got rejected. Oh, this was weird. But then I look now and I say, oh, I really improved and I have the life I have now. Don't take it seriously if someone says something or tell you something. It doesn't mean shit. Literally, it doesn't mean shit. You're just jealous because you are trying to improve your social skills and trying things. And it's about trying. It's about trying new things. So here with the course, I'm giving you great advices. So you will fail less, but you will still fail. And you should be aware of that and just go, try it, and you will see that you will get results. You will really get results if you go and you apply it. So this is how you're going to be the most interesting person in the room. Your mindset, you should be open and confident, because your mindset that you have about people will really impact your first impression. If you consider that people are dumb, are idiots, and you really don't like them, and you have this mindset, and then I say, hey, don't you want to approach this person? And you go and say, hey, how are you? You won't feel like it because you think that these people are bad, idiots, and what you will do is that you will try to project that into them, and then you will want them to act like that. And you will react as if you think that they are like that they are idiots and bad people. But what you should do instead is be aware of your mindset and don't have a negative mindset when you approach people. Because I know people, and I also had this mindset, is that I wanted to approach people, but I consider that sometimes people are idiots and I don't want to approach people. I had that. But then you have to change it. You must improve your mindset. So that when you approach someone, you consider that they are good, because if you consider that they are bad people and you approach them, you will tend to project that into them, and your conversation, your first impression will be really, really bad. So my question is, what is your mindset? What is your mindset when talking to people? This is something that is important that you must ask yourself. Now, what is a great mindset, you may ask? So I have two mindsets. The first one is that people are acting the best they can based on their previous experiences. It means that they have good intentions, but if they had bad experience, if this person had a bad day or something bad that happens, they're just here trying to act the best they can. They have good intentions, but because of bad things that happened before, they are still trying to be a good person. Okay? So this is something that you should keep in mind. It's not, oh man, this person is negative, this person is an asshole. Say, okay, this person had these experiences, these life experiences, or this happened to this person today, but I know that this person has good intentions and wants to improve. So let's go and try to make things happen. This is a great mindset. Also, you can have, let's approach this person and let's see what happens. This is a great mindset, because most people say, oh, but I'm going to approach, I'm going to fail. I don't want to approach this person, they suck. Say, hey, let's approach this person and see how it is. And then you build the interaction and you see what it is. So these two mindsets here are really great. So what is your mindset now? Really be honest. Take a piece of paper and then take a pen and write down your mindset, the mindset that you have about people. And then ask yourself this question. Is it a good mindset or is it a bad mindset? Is it serving you or it's not serving you? If it's not serving you and you want to change it, just try to write your new mindset with the keys I give you here. These are my mindset and it's personal. So you should really have a positive mindset when you approach people. If you want me to give you advice, you can write that down in the discussion board, or if it's too private, you can send me an email and I can give you some tweaks if you want. Okay, eye contact. So, eye contact is something that is really important. When you approach someone, are you maintaining eye contact or are you looking elsewhere? Because this is something that is really important, because if you maintain eye contact, we say that eyes are the window of the soul. And this is how you can connect with someone. This is how you can share energy with the other person. It's with your eyes. And this is how you can share emotions. So if you are not connecting with the other person, and how you connect is by looking into the other person's eyes. If you don't do that, you can't really connect with someone and your first impression will be really bad. Remember last time you were interacting with someone and the other person was not looking directly into your eyes but was like looking away. Did you have a great feeling about this person or a bad feeling about this person? I'm sure it was a bad feeling. So your goal here is to maintain good eye contact with people. I'm not saying look like a creepy person and maintain 100% of the time the eye contact, but most of the time when you are talking with someone, maintain eye contact. And if your eyes want to go away, and this is normal because when you talk to someone, you will access different areas in your brain, so your eyes will automatically go away to find information. So it's normal not to be 100% of the time looking directly into the person's eyes, but most of the time you should be. So now, like I'm talking to you, I'm looking at you, but also I'm accessing different areas of my brain. But you can see that most of the time I'm talking to you. Now, if I show you the bad example, okay, so you are the person, and I say, hey, my name is Alan. Do you know where I can find a good bakery? Yes. Okay. Hi. Is it a great place here? You can see the difference in the connection that you have. And if you want to be good and you want to give an amazing, great impression, you must be able to maintain eye contact. So, most people will say, yeah, but I'm not used to it. I say, okay, fine. Start slowly. Start slowly by just maintaining a little bit of eye contact and then be comfortable. If you're not really comfortable by maintaining eye contact, you can look here at the eyebrows. And if it's really great, it's a really great exercise that my girlfriend gave me actually, is if you look at the eyebrows instead of the eyes, you won't really see the difference. And when she told me that, I say, no way you will see the difference. So I tried that with her. I asked her, okay, can you, once you look directly into my eyes, and then once you look in the eyebrows. And then I was not able to tell when she was looking directly into my eyes and when she was looking in the eyebrows. But for her, the intensity was different because she was not looking directly, but she was looking into my eyebrows. But for me, it was as if she was looking directly into my eyes. So for you, if you don't feel really comfortable, you can look at the eyebrows and you will see that it will also, it will make as if you are maintaining eye contact. So to start, it's great. To start, if you are not really comfortable, this is something you can do. Another great way to really maintain eye contact is when you approach someone, you can try to find the eye color. So when you approach someone, you just say, okay, what is the eye color of this person? Because most of the time, when we leave an interaction, and maybe that's the same case for you, when you leave an interaction, you don't know the eye color of the other person. So it means that you are not really focusing on the eyes. You are focusing on something else. But if you say, okay, I'm going to approach someone and then I'm going to look and see the eye color of this person, you will approach and you will directly look into the person's eyes. So you can do that. And then most of the time you maintain eye contact. It's normal to look a little bit away because you are accessing different areas, but don't be talking and looking around and not looking into the person's eyes. This is as simple as it is. So a great exercise that you can do is that today, when you will be interacting with people, look at the eye color. Say, okay, this is blue. And then in your head you say, okay, it's blue. Or it's dark green. Or it's dark blue. And you will see that it will really improve. The intensity will improve. The intensity of your interactions will improve. You will connect with people and you will also increase your first impression. Now, if you see that the person is a little bit defensive, so if you see that the person is not used to have such an intense eye contact, it can be two things. First, you are staring like a creepy person. So if you see that's the case, when you go home later that night, you just go in front of the mirror and you see how you look at someone, and maybe there's somewhere in your face where it's stressed. Or it can be that the other person is a little bit uncomfortable, so you just have to release the eye contact. You can release the eye contact and also the distance you have between two people. Maybe you are too close to the other person, okay? So this is something that you can do. If I see that I'm talking to you and I see that the person is uncomfortable with me, I will just look a little bit away. I will fake it so that the other person can feel more comfortable, because my goal here is that the other person feels comfortable, okay? So this is a great exercise, is to look into the color eyes, and also you can look at the eyebrows if you're not really comfortable with that, and be aware that you should maintain eye contact with people, so that's how you can connect. If you bought this course, is that because you really want to improve your first impression. So this, one of the most powerful tools is eye contact, so you should really be aware of that. And I hope this section helped. Your smile. So your smile is a really powerful weapon, but it's a powerful weapon that can help you in social situations, but that can also destroy you in social situations. There are two types of smiles. The first one is when you smile and when it's an expression of yourself, an expression of your inner happiness. So it means that you smile because you want to smile. And the second smile is the approval-seeking smile. It's the one that is stressed, that is fake, and that will really destroy your social interactions. So, how to illustrate the two smiles? The first one, the first smile that you have, is that it's coming from a place where you want to share happiness. You really want to smile. You want to smile because you want to smile, not because you want to impress the other person. So now I ask you this question. When you smile, do you smile because you want to smile, or you are smiling because you want to impress the other person? Okay, so this is the first key here. Remember the night before Christmas, when you were a child. You were really excited. You were excited about Christmas, and you were like smiling like crazy. You were not smiling because you wanted to impress your parents. You were smiling because you were happy. When you go to a social interaction, you should smile because you want to smile with the other person, not because you want to smile because you want the other person to like you. And this is the thing here, this is the catch. If you smile because you want to impress the other person and you want the other person to like you, it can destroy your social interactions because your smile will be approval seeking. And what you want to have instead is a smile that is an expression of your inner happiness. I'm not sure that it's already happened to you, and I want to illustrate that is when you met a salesperson that was trying to manipulate you, and you knew that this person wanted something from you, which is your money. So you felt uncomfortable. I'm sure you felt uncomfortable. This is the same thing here. If you smile, you're stressed, you smile because you really want the other person to like you. It's the same thing as if you are trying to take something from them. You're trying to take love from them. And this is the same feeling that the person will have. So when you smile, you should really be aware that it should be an expression of who you are, of your inner happiness. And your smile doesn't have to be approval seeking. So if I'm just smiling with you and I'm smiling here because I want to smile, this is a natural smile. But if I say, hey, my name is Alan, I'm just here because, I want to create a video, you see? If I'm doing like that, it's more like a smile that is approval seeking. But if I just want to express myself and be happy, the smile is more authentic and it's way more powerful. Now, most people say, yeah, you know what? I don't feel really comfortable with my smile. I say, okay. The advice I gave these people is that you go in front of the mirror and then you smile. And first you get comfortable smiling in front of a mirror. You lock yourself in a room and then you get comfortable smiling in front of the mirror. Maybe you don't like your teeth, so you can develop a smile where you don't really show your teeth. Try to find a smile that is comfortable for you. For example, when I start smiling, I had this area here that was more relaxed than the other one. So when I was smiling, my smile was a little bit like that. What I did is that I just relaxed the muscles. Maybe that's also something for you. When you smile, you have one that goes up and one that goes a little bit down. So what you can do to relax, you just open the mouth widely. You can do that many times per day and it will relax the muscles here. But it's important to be comfortable with that. So you want to smile in a social interaction because you want to smile because you want to express your inner happiness with the other person, and it's because you want to smile. Now, if you want to have a happy mood, what you can do, and what I do sometimes when I am in the traffic jam and I'm like, oh my God, this traffic jam, I'm going to lose 1 hour here. You just smile. So you make the biggest smile ever, and you do that for 5 seconds. And then you imagine how funny you look, and then you will start laughing. So it's like, and you can't not laugh because you can think how ridiculous it is. And now I can see here exactly how I looked. So you can see that my mood is even more happy. So you can do that. If you are in a mood that is sad, you can do it like you fake, no, but you do that not in front of people, or you can do also that in front of people, but you can do that. You go into the toilets or in your car and you smile. But the biggest, creepiest smile ever. And then look and then imagine how ridiculous you look. And you will see that it will be really, really, really funny. So, and it will increase your mood. Now I would like to give you also another great tip that I use. When I see people I know, instead of smiling directly at them like an automatic, something that is automatic, like I see someone, I smile. What I do is that I see someone, I recognize the person, and then I smile. And by just waiting half a second or 1 second before smiling and really identifying the person will be like, oh my God, he smiled for me. And this works really well. Now, I would like to discuss a little bit about body language and your posture, because it will be really important when you will approach someone. If you approach someone and then your shoulders are down, your head is down. You know that you feel a little bit down, and then you approach someone and say, hey, I want to make a great impression, Alan, what's happening? The thing is that your posture is not great. So how is a great posture? What you can do is that your shoulders back, head is straight, and then you look at the back, okay? You can see here that my shoulders are not like that. My chest is open, my shoulders are back, and I'm looking at the back, and my head is straight. You can imagine that you have a string pulling you to the sky. Then also with your feet, you just what you can do is that the feet have to be a little bit less than the shoulder length. Or what you can do also is to have a look at your waist. Okay, so your feet has to be aligned with your waist. It depends on the most comfortable position for you, but it's important to have a posture that is a great posture, because remember what we said before, if you have a great posture of someone that is confident, you will tend to increase your confidence and decrease your stress level. If you have a posture of someone that is low confident and stressed, your body will feel stressed. So it's important to have a body language that is open and relaxed, so that your attitude, your vibe, your energy will be more open and relaxed. So this is something that is really important. So be aware of your body language. So if I ask you this question, how is your body language when you interact with people? Are you more like closed and like that? Or are you more confident and more open when you talk to people? It will really make a difference. So focus on that. And next time that you're in a social situation, stop like for half a second and think, okay, how is my body language? How can I improve? Open the chest, shoulders back, head straight. Imagine that I have a string here pulling me back. And then my feet should be at the length of my waist or shoulders. It depends on how comfortable I want to be, on how comfortable it is for me. And if you do that, you will see that you will get great results. Okay, so your posture is also really important. Now, the handshake. When you shake hand with someone, it has to be firm. And as I discussed before, I open just a little bit. And then when someone puts the hand here, I just shake it like that. And then this is the hand here. Now, you want to have an open body language. By open body language, this is an open body language. This is a closed body language. Okay? So what you want to do is that you want to be open. Now, most people say that crossing arms is a sign of close body language. It can be and it can't be. It all depends on the energy and the subcommunication. Because I can be talking to you, but it can also be challenging. But if I'm just like that, it's closed because I'm bored. So it all depends. So I say that if you are new to this, don't close your arms, don't cross your arms, have them open. So it can be here, it can be on your waist, it can be just hanging. Just have an open body language. Remember not to cross your arms, not to cross your legs if you are standing, but you can still do that. You can cross your legs, so it's not as important as the arms. So I would say focus really on not crossing the arms. If you are new to this, then just focus on having an open body language, like I said before, with shoulder backs and everything, that you will see that it will really help you. Now, you can say that, yeah, Alan, I can't really have my head straight, or I can't put my shoulders back. What can I do? So I just want to show you a few stretching exercises that you can do. So for the shoulder, you can do it like that. You put your shoulders like that, your hand here, and then you push. And you should feel a stretch here. That way. And you can do that for 15 seconds every morning. Then you can do is put your hand here and then put them straight. And then push them back. And then you should feel a stretch here and here. And then you can do different heights. It's hurting. And then you can do that. You can do that every morning. 10 times here, 10 times here, 10 times here. Then for the head, what you can do is you can put the head to the side for 10 seconds. Then the other side, 10 seconds. Look up and feel a stretch here for 10 seconds. Look down and feel a stretch here. These are all the stretching moves that you want to have a relaxed posture. So if you really want to get serious about getting a good, great impression, you should really do that. You should really stretch your body so that you will get a great posture. Distance with someone is also really important. It means that if you are too close to someone, the person can feel a little bit uncomfortable. And if you are too far away, the person can feel that you have a lack of connection. So a great way is to have it to be at arm length. So imagine that the other person would be here at arm length. This is an acceptable distance to interact with another human being. If you are a little bit closer than that, it can mean that you are more intimate with the person. And if you are a little bit more far away than that, it means that it's a stranger. So this is a rule that you can have, a general rule that you can use, so that if you can say, okay, am I at the good distance to the other person? Okay. Now, it will also depend on culture. So you should be aware of that. So, because some cultures are really comfortable by you being near them, and other cultures are not really comfortable of you being near them. So what you should do is like keep this rule here, the one arm length to the other person. And if you see that the person is not really comfortable, you can move back or move forwards. How you do that? You look at the face. If you see that the person has the look of someone that is not really comfortable, you can just adapt. You must be responsive to that because that's your role. You want really to make the other person feel comfortable so that you leave a really great impression, a first impression. So you must really be aware of that. Be aware of the distance that you have, arm length. And then if you can try to get a little bit closer if you want more proximity and intimacy with the person. But if you see that the person is not comfortable, you just... And then if you see that the person is comfortable, you can move a little bit closer. It's all about playing with this distance here, but start with arm length. How can you connect with anyone instantly? This is a question that many people ask me, like, hey Alan, how can you connect with people instantly? So first I'd like to start with an advanced technique, and then I will give you the basic techniques. The advanced technique is that you can connect with someone by energy. So how do you do that? First, you maintain eye contact, and then there is a rule that says that whatever you feel, the other person will feel. So if I'm talking to you, and then I have a feeling of happiness inside me, you will feel a feeling of happiness. If I have a feeling of sexual attraction, you will feel it. If I have a feeling of being angry, you will feel it. Because my face will change, but also the energy I'm sharing with you will change. And this is really interesting, and this is really like it's always amazed me when I do that. Is that when I do that in my conferences, at the end I ask someone to come in stage with me, and I tell them, you know what, we'll be talking, and then at one point I will share an energy with you. I won't tell you when I do that and what kind of energy it is, and then at the end you will just tell me the energy you felt. And this is incredible because every time the person says, you know what, it was this energy, and then I have a small piece of paper in my jeans. I just take it and show to the audience, and that's always the same energy that the person said. So it means that you can share energy with people. So if you want someone to like you, or if you want someone to have good feelings toward you, feel good feelings first, and then share that with the person. You feel the feelings first. You connect with the other person with the eye contact, and then you imagine that the energy is going through. You just imagine. So you feel the good feelings first. You maintain eye contact and imagine the energy going here to the other person, and entering the eyes and going inside the other person's body. This is an advanced technique, as I said, but if you want to try that with a partner, with a friend, and try to do that. You try to feel an emotion, and then your partner will tell you the energy that you felt. So this is kind of like an advanced technique I would like to share here, but it works really, really well. How you can connect with people is to find commonalities, because if you find commonalities, people will say, oh my God, we have so much in common. And commonalities will make that they will connect with you faster and better. So you can find the commonalities. Commonalities is, for example, if you play the piano and the other person plays the piano, if you went to the same school, or if you have the same sports, if you have the same passions and interests. So you should find the commonalities. What you can do is that ask, what are you passionate about, or what do you do for fun? And then find the passions and interests, and then try to find if you have a direct commonality or an indirect commonality. Direct commonality is, for example, if the person says, hey, I went to Barcelona. The direct commonality will be like, hey, I also went to Barcelona. The indirect commonality will be, I have a friend that went to Barcelona and loved it. You can see here that the commonalities can be directly between you and the other person, or indirectly saying that you have a friend that went there and loved it. So your goal here is try to find the commonalities as soon as you can when you interact with someone. And if you do that, you will see that the first impression will really increase, because people will say, oh my God, I'm really connecting with this person. Because imagine, you approach someone and you have nothing in common with this person. And then you approach another person, and this person shares the same hobbies, the same interests as you. You will feel a better connection with them. I'm not saying here to fake the connection and to fake the commonalities, but try to find the ones that you have in common. I'm not telling you, hey, go there and say you love playing tennis if you hate it. I'm just trying to say, try to find the commonalities. And the commonalities can be your job, what you do for fun, where you traveled, but try to find things in common, because as human beings, we want to connect and we want to be with people that are like us. So it's your goal by asking this question, what do you do for fun? What do you like doing? And I'm asking these questions because I want them to talk about things they like rather than boring stuff. So if you ask that, and then if you have commonalities about things that they like to do for fun or they like to do, it will be better, because first you can also do these activities with them, but we will be talking about things that excites you and the other person. So this is what I would like to share here, is try to find commonalities as soon as you can. To build your confidence and to leave a really great impression, you must build small wins over time. By that I mean is like, if you go approach someone, and for example, you approach someone that is with 18 people, and you know that it's a really difficult situation, and you say, you know what, I followed Alan's course, I'm going to do it. And then you go there and then they crash you. They're like, oh my God. And it destroys your confidence. So a great way to do that is like, start with small wins. Just say, hey, I'm just going to approach this person. Start with easy things. I'm just going to start this question. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And then you have two questions that you're going to ask yourself. You are never going to ask yourself, you're never going to ask the question, what went bad? But you are going to ask yourself these two questions for the rest of your life after every social interaction. First one is, what was good in this social interaction? You see here how the question is framed. The question is framed in the positive way. What is good? What was good in this social situation? Oh, it was good because my eye contact was good, my voice was good. You see here, you are building small wins. You are reinforcing the fact that you did great things in social situations. You are not saying, oh my God, what went terrible? No. What was good in this social situation? Now the next question is, what can I improve next time? It's not, oh, what was terrible this time, but what can I improve next time? It's all about framing. It's about framing the things it's about framing the experiences that you have so that it will build your confidence, not destroy your confidence. So these two questions here are the most important questions that you should ask yourself when it's about social interactions and when you want feedback from it. Do that. If you do that every time after a social interaction, you will see that your confidence will build. And if you have more social confidence, you will feel more comfortable, and it will have a really great impact on your interactions. If you show that people already like you, the person in front of you has higher chances of liking you. Why? Because it's social proof. Because if you, for example, let's say that you want to buy a book on Amazon, and there is a book where there is only one review and you don't really know, and there is another book where there are 500 reviews saying that the book is amazing. Which book are you going to buy? The one that has only one review and say that, yeah, it was good, or the one that has more than 500 reviews saying that it was amazing? The one that had 500 reviews, I guess. And I'm 90% sure. Why? Because you have social proof. You have like, people said that this is a great book. Now, how can you use this concept of social proof in social situation? Instead of, for example, going alone to somewhere, you can go out with friends. So if you go to a networking event, instead of arriving alone, you can arrive with colleagues or you can arrive with other friends. Instead of going to a social situation alone, you go with friends. So this is the first way you can do that, is that show that you have friends, because it means that if you have friends, it means that you are not someone that is too creepy, okay? What you can do also in the discussion, you can share stories where you were with people. Instead of saying, hey, I think this weekend I will just watch TV and spend the weekend with my cat. You can say, hey, yeah, this weekend I'm going out with friends and then we're going to do that. You can show things that you have a busy life and that you have friends around that. So this is something that is really important. I'm not saying to fake it, but I'm saying like, get a great life, get a life where you have friends and then just share that with them. It's about sharing the fact that you have social proof, you have people around you. So you will see that this is something that is really important, is that to share these social proof. So you can do that by going with friends around you, by having people around you. You can do that by also sharing stories of people, of friends that you have. So these are the two main concepts that you can use social proof, okay? And also if someone asks you, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? And if you are going out with friends, instead of saying just, hey, I'm going out, you can say, hey, I'm going out with friends, we are going to this club, or hey, I'm going to this exposition with a friend. Always like with a friend, with someone, so that it will have the same effect as if you have 500 reviews on Amazon. Don't cut threads, because that's rude. Okay, what do I mean by that? Let's say that someone shares with me a story that this person went to Barcelona and then he met a friend there, blah, 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 blah. So this person is sharing a story. And then, so this person is just sharing a story, and then I say, hey, do you know if it's going to rain tomorrow? What happened here? The person was sharing something, and what I did is that I cut the thread and then I started with something else. This is fucking rude, because the person is sharing something, and instead of taking what the person said to build the conversation on that, I just cut the thread and then I moved on to something else. So the right way to do that is, for example, if someone is talking about Barcelona and then you want to talk about the weather, you can just give a little bit of validation, acknowledge the fact that the person shared that with you, and then move on. So for example, if the person shares the story about Barcelona, so the story shared Barcelona, say, oh, that's interesting, Barcelona, I really liked it. Hey, do you know if it's going to rain tomorrow? It's different than just looking at the person and then say, hey, do you know if it's going to rain tomorrow? So you should just give a little bit of validation, just say something, comment on it, and then you can slightly move away. Here, like I did it with the weather, was a little bit aggressive, but that could be okay. But just you should really do it more carefully. It's about giving some validation and then slightly moving away, instead of immediately cutting the thread and then moving the conversation. Okay, so if you need any help, just write out in the discussion board and I will be really happy to help you with that. Okay, now this is a really great key that I would like to share with you, is talk about them. Most people, they love to talk about themselves. They love it. They love to talk about themselves. So when you are starting a conversation with someone, ask them questions so that they can talk about themselves. Now, if you really want to go one step further and you want them to really like you, ask them questions that will make them feel positive emotions. So you can ask them questions such as, hey, what do you like to do for fun? Hey, what are you passionate about? Hey, what do you do when you have free time? All these things here, so then the person will start sharing his passions and interests, and then they will associate these positive feelings towards you. Because if they will feel great feelings, then they will associate it to you. Because if, for example, imagine that you approach this person, then you approach, hey, my name is Alan, how are you, blah, blah, blah. And then you talk about the passions and interests that they have. And then you can also share yours, and then you talk about other things. And then if I go and I approach this person, I say, hey, did you enjoy the interaction with this person? So we say, yeah, it was really great. I felt really good. Why? Because when they were talking about their passions and interests, they were feeling these positive emotions in their body. Okay? And then they will associate it to you. So this is a really powerful thing, is ask them questions so that they can talk about themselves, and also ask the question about the passions, interests, what they like to do for fun, and try to find the things that they really like, and then ask them questions. I'm not saying here to fake interest. For example, if someone likes talking about camels and you really don't care about camels, I'm not saying, hey, talk about camels for half an hour. I'm saying, okay, they talked a little bit about it, and then you can slightly move away the conversation and find something that you are both interested in, so that you can maybe connect a little bit better. Okay, but it's important to talk about them, make them talk about themselves, and if you can find things that make them feel really good, they will associate you with yourself, and this is an amazingly powerful technique. Hi, and welcome to day 5. So today we'll discuss about visualization for success. What's really great about our mind and brain is that it can truly see the difference of something that really happened and something that you just imagined. It can't really see the difference. So you can fake it in your head, and then your brain will think it's real. So this is really powerful here, because you want to increase your first impression. So you could simulate it in your head. And then if you simulate it in your head, your brain will think that was real. So that this is a way that you can build references, positive references for yourself. Now there are 2 ways you can do that. You can use first positive references, a positive visualization, just before going somewhere or approaching someone. So for example, you are in your car, you can just, and you are going to a networking event or social situation. In your car, you can imagine that it's going to go well. You can imagine that you will be approaching someone. You will be, for example, approaching instantly, then saying hi, maintaining eye contact, complimenting someone, blah, blah, blah. You can imagine everything in your head going well. You want to visualize something that is positive and that has an outcome that is a success. You don't want to visualize something that is a failure. You want to train your brain to think that you will be successful. Because then, if you do that, you think that you will be successful. And then you go in the social situation. You will be less stressed, more confident, because you know that you already did that 100 times, 1,000 times. Because your brain can't really see the difference. So this is really powerful. So if you are in your car or just before approaching someone, just imagine that it's going to go well. Imagine the interaction. They're having a great impact. That's what it means, that they really like you, they are laughing, they say that you are a great person. You're just building here your positive anticipation. Okay? So this is the first way to do that. The second way is that actually you could leave all your social interactions in your bed. What, Alan? In my bed? Yes. What you can do is that every morning you can say, okay, for 5 minutes you will just lay down in your bed, and then you will visualize social interactions where you are successful. So imagine that you are in the social situation you want to be, that you are approaching people, that you are maintaining eye contact, that you are smiling, that you are touching people, that you have the right distance, that you are complimenting someone, that you are sharing energy with them, they are laughing, and then we exchange number, and then you go to another person, then you do that. You can imagine everything in your head, and then when you will be in real life, your brain will look for references, and he will find these positive references, because at one point your brain can't really see the difference between something that really happened and something that didn't happen. So if you do that, every morning you visualize your success socially, you will see that your results will go from here to here in a few days or weeks. It's incredible, the power of visualization. Now, if you really want it to work really, really, really well, what you can do is that you must really feel the feelings inside your body. It's not only like, yeah, I'm visualizing, yeah, okay, I see, I'm successful, yeah, whatever. First, you have to believe it, and you must feel the feelings inside your body so that it will be ingrained in your body. Okay, so you will see that works really well if you can really ingrain the feeling, the emotions in your body when you visualize that. It's something really powerful. I do that a lot. Then you can also do that with other things. For example, let's say that you have an exam. You can visualize the fact that after the exam, you visualize the moment where you will receive the grade and you succeeded. And then you incorporate this feeling in your body so that when you will go to the exam, you will be less stressed because your brain thinks that he already succeeded, but you are still working towards it. So that's important. But let's come back to the social skills. That's important, that visualize, use the visualization just before doing something socially, and also in the morning or at night. Imagine that you did it. When I started, I sat on my chair, said, okay, tonight I want to go to a bar and approach people. So I just sat and imagine, okay, there are people around me. There are people around me here. Then there's this person. Okay, hey, hi. And I imagine in my head, hey, my name is Alan. How are you? Oh, that's great. Oh, they're liking me. That's great. And then I got all these positive references in my head. And it helped me a lot, because when that night I went out and said, okay, this is cool. I know it's a great environment. I was already here this afternoon. And I told my friend, you know what? I was already here this afternoon. What? No, it was in my head. So this works really well. Visualization is great. I would encourage you to do that today, tonight, or if it's the morning when you are watching this video. Just do that and you will see that you will have an impact. Try that. Visualize for 1 minute something that you really want to do today and have a positive outcome, and you will see that you will get great results. Okay, now let's imagine something. Imagine that you have two boxes here. Okay, they are the same size, but one box has golden paper on it and the other one has newspaper on it. You can't really see what's inside. If I ask you this question, okay, which one do you choose? 99% of people will choose the one that has the golden package on it. But then if you open the golden box, the box that has the golden package, what will happen is that you will only find 5 cents. But if you open the other one that was packed with a newspaper package, you will find $100. What I wanted to share here is that the appearance matters. You can see here that one had $100 in it, but the packaging was really bad. So this box here didn't have the chance to show its real value. But the other one that has an amazing appearance and nothing inside had the chance. So what I want to share here is that appearance matter. It's really important to take care of how you look, okay, of how you interact, of how you express yourself with the world, because you want to get the best packaging so that most people will interact to you and that they will get a really great first impression, okay, from you. And then they can see your real value inside. But that's important that you maximize it. That's what we'll see in this section. So it's important that the clothes that you wear, first, they don't have to be too large, because I see many people, they have clothes that are really, really large. So it shouldn't be too large, okay? You should buy clothes to your size. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's something that is really important that most people don't do, okay? If your clothes are too large, you can put them in your closet and then you wait for a few years, and if you see that they don't really fit you anymore, you just throw them or you give them to someone else. But don't stay with clothes that are too large or too small. Yes, too small, yes, because if you lose weight, for example, then you can put them. But if there are things that are too large, just throw them away. Now, you should be aware of colors, because we have different skin colors, we have different hair colors, eye colors, and everything. So there are colors that will suit you better than other ones. So what I encourage you to do is, like, you take the clothes that you have, the shirts, the t-shirts, everything. You wear the clothes, one clothes at a time. Do I look good? It's not like, okay, it is this, look only at the colors, okay? And then you have two separate things. You have one where you have all the clothes that you like, and the ones that, one pile where you have all the clothes that have the same color. And then you have two piles. You have one where you have all the clothes that you like, so you like them because of the colors. And then you have the other one where you don't like them because the colors don't suit you really well. So what you do is that you just have a look and find commonalities. For example, you see here, like, there are 10 shirts that I really like. I really like the colors. And 5 of them are blue. And then 3 of them are green. So you can see that blue and green are great colors for you. If you can see here that on the other side, you have all the clothes that you don't really like because of the color. And you can see that you have 20 of them and then 19 are red. You can see that the red is not great for you. So you know that blue and green are great for you and red is bad for you. This is a cheap way to do that. Otherwise, you can hire a professional and then it can really, really help you and give you, actually, it's a chart with all the colors that are great for you based on your skin, your eye color, your eyebrows, and your hair. So this is a great bonus here, is to really see which color are great for you. If you want to be comfortable with yourself, and that's the goal because you want to have a great impression, you should be comfortable with yourself. So what you can do is that first, look at the mirror often. You must be comfortable with how you look. So every time there is a mirror, try to look into it and see yourself. Be comfortable with your self-image. Now, what you can do in the morning is that when you're in front of the mirror, you just have a look and then see if there are things that you can't change. Let's say that, for example, you are too tall or you don't like your eye color. These are things that you can't really change. So if you can't change it, you must accept it, because there is no point of not accepting something that you can't really change. There is no point. There is no point of going to a social situation saying, oh, I don't like my nose. I don't like my nose. And then destroying your self-esteem. If you don't like something and you can't change it, for example, your nose, you don't like your nose, can you change it? Yeah, I could have surgery, but do I want it? No. So you can't really change it. And if you can't change it, then accept it. Accept the fact that it's there, that is yours. This is your natural beauty. Okay? So I encourage you to find the things that you want, the things that you don't really like about yourself, and the things that you can't really change. Okay? Now there are the things that you don't really like about yourself and you can change. Let's say that, for example, you want to lose some weight, or you don't like your haircut. So these are things that you can change. So if you're in front of the mirror and you can say, okay, I want to lose some weight, I want to get a better haircut. Identify them and then take actions. For example, for the haircut, you can say, okay, today I'm going to call my hairdresser. For if you want to lose weight, you can say, okay, tomorrow I'm going for a run. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to, instead of eating a pizza, I will eat a salad. Okay, and you can see here that your self-image will already improve. So how you look, you will be more comfortable with yourself because you accepted the things that you can't really change, and you are improving on the things that you can change. But also what I would like you to do is, like, every morning, you say 10 affirmations about what you really like about yourself. So before starting your day, you go in front of the mirror and you say, what are the things that you like about yourself? You can say, hey, I really like my blue eyes. Hey, I like how friendly I am. So it can be on your looks, but it can be also in the personality. Try to do like half-half. Because what you want to do is associate positive things with your self-image also. So for example, you can say 5 things to your self-image and 5 things to your personality. And then you will see that you will associate them if you do that every morning. Instead of going in front of the mirror and saying, oh my God, I look so tired. I look like a zombie. You say, hey, I like my blue eyes. Focus on the things that you like and that are positive about yourself instead of the things that you don't like, because you are taking care of them with the exercise I gave you before. Now about your style. Okay, the style. Alan, I never ask myself this question. What is my style? So first think about your job. First think about your job and about who you want to be and who you are. And then think about the things, because if you are always wearing, for example, a switcher and you want to work in a bank, there is a problem here because your style doesn't reflect who you want to be. Let's say that, for example, you want to be an entrepreneur, a classy entrepreneur, and you are always wearing t-shirts and switcher. You can see here that there is a problem with the style. So a great way is to think about the style you would like to have and change to the style you would like to have. But if you have your style and you would like to improve it, the best thing you can do is that you can contact your friends. And the best thing is female friends, because they have better eyes for that, because they are more used to fashion than men. You just call your friends and you say that, hey, you know what, you saw me this last month or this last year. You know what, I just wanted to improve my style. What do you think I could improve with my style? Then they will tell you, yeah, maybe your colors are bad. Maybe this thing is too large. Maybe you should wear not a sweatshirt, but that. And they will give you the advice. This is really great because that's free advices. They are from women, so they should be good. And it's very, I think, on point, the advices that women give. So really ask people around you how you can improve your style. Also, you can read many magazines to see the style that you have now and the style that you want to have, and slowly try to incorporate the new elements into your life. Okay? You don't need, for example, if you have the style of someone that is really relaxed and you want to be more classy, you don't need, for example, in 1 hour to be wearing a suit and then change your life forever. No, just start with a shirt, see how people react, if they like it. It's all about testing, but my goal here is to be aware of your style, be aware of the style that you want to have, and get feedback from your female friends so that they can give you advices. Now, when you talk with your female friends, don't say, hey, what do you think about my style? Because then they will say, hey, your style is great, even if it's not, because they don't want to hurt you. So here I framed the question, how can I improve my style? Okay, this is really key here. How can I improve my style? And then they will say something and they will give you the advice, and then you can apply the advice if you want to. You must also have a great personality, passions, and interests. So in this section, I would like just to ask you some questions. It will be something really light and fun so that you can answer to build your personality. Because instead, when someone asks you, hey, where would you like to go on holidays? Or what do you like to do for fun? Or what do you do when you have free time? And you say, I do what other people do. You can see here that it doesn't work. So, if I ask you this question, what are the top 3 things that you like to do for fun? And you can pause the video to answer the question. If I ask this question, okay, what are your 5 passions and interests? What is your favorite food? What is the food you hate and why? Where would you like to go on vacation? What are your 5 top destinations to go on holidays and why? What is your favorite book? What is your favorite movie? Why? If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, who would it be and why? And what is the 3 qualities that you admire in this person? What are 3 things that you hate in this world? What is your 3 values? What is your favorite animal? What kind of movie do you like? You can see here that only with this question, most people don't know how to answer. And with this question here, first it will open up your creativity, but also next time that you will be in a social situation and someone will ask, hey, what do you like to do when you have free time? Instead of saying, you say, hey, I like reading books. I love comic books, or I like going to the movies, or I like playing tennis. You can see here that it will open up your possibilities of conversation threads. Okay, so this is something that is great. It's just a small section here to make you think about your personality, about your passions, your interests, what you like to do for fun, what you like to do when you have free time, what are your interests. why it's really great to focus on it, because when you will be sharing that with other people, they will feel the energy that is behind it, and it will be a really positive and powerful energy. And as we said before, whatever you feel, the other person will feel. So if the person feels that you're really passionate about what you are saying, the other person will also feel this passion. So it's really important to really define what are the things that you like, and what are the things that make you trigger these positive emotions inside you, so that you can use them in social situations. Okay, day 7. Now let's discuss a little bit the psychology of rejection. We don't like to be rejected. That's a fact. We don't like it. But it can be good. Really? Can it be good? Let's discuss it. So we don't want to be rejected because we want to be loved. We think that our self-worth is directly proportional to the response that the person will have. No, that's not the case. Because remember that you have 50% of the interaction and I have 50% of the interaction. So most people think that when they approach someone, the other person that never saw them has an impact, has an amazing impact over them, and they know everything about them. That's what it is, because if I say, I'm going to approach this person, and then if this person rejects me, I'm a loser. If you say that, you think that the person that doesn't know you, that rejects you, knows everything about you, knows who your values, who you are, and then it impacts you like that, and say, oh, I'm not a great person. First, if it's like that, you should really consider, and there are 2 points I would like to make here. First one is that don't take it personally, because the other person can have a bad day or something really bad happened. Or it can also be your approach. And your approach is not you. It's, for example, how you approach, how you express yourself at that moment in time. But it doesn't mean that you are a bad person. So you must be aware of that, is that when you are rejected, it's not that you are someone bad. It just maybe the other person had a bad day, or a bad week, or a bad year, or this person is having a bad night or bad day, or it can be that the way you approach was not so good. But it doesn't mean your self-worth shouldn't be proportional to the response that the other person is giving. And the word rejection, actually, I don't use it anymore. It's feedback or experience. If you hang out with me, or if you ask my friends, I never say the word rejected, because that's not what it is. Okay? I'm not rejected, I just had an experience with someone. I just had feedback from someone. And then if you see that if you get rejected, and then they get rejected because you do every time the same thing, or they say, hey, you are too arrogant or too cocky. And then everyone says that. Maybe you are, and then you could change it, you could tweak it. So it's feedback. But if only someone says that, and then the other person say that you're not really arrogant, but just only one person says that, you shouldn't really take that into account. So take the feedback into account if many people say that, but not only if one person says that. So when we approach someone, you want to be loved, you don't want to be rejected. But now the question is it good to be rejected? Yes, it's good to be rejected. First, it's a natural process of selection. It means that why don't you want to be rejected if someone that is bad for you? If it's someone that is bad for you. People say, you know what? Rejection is bad. How he was rejected? But if the person is not right for you, why don't you want this person to reject you, so that you don't lose time with someone that is not for you? And it can be a partner, a romantic partner, but it can be also a friend. It can be a business partner. Okay? Why don't you want the person to reject you? Because here we have the mindset of we maximized everything with this course. So it means that your approach and the way you interact should be really great. So if someone rejects you, is really because there is something wrong with your compatibility. And why don't you want this person to reject you? Actually, rejection is bad. When someone rejects me, it's like, okay, this person rejects me. Okay, it just happened. Maybe it was my approach, or maybe this person had a bad day, but maybe this person was not the right type of person for me. It's not like, oh my God, this person rejected me, I'm a loser, oh my God, I won't approach anyone anymore. You can see it's all about how you frame it in your head, okay? So rejection can be good, and I think rejection is good, okay? Because it will give you feedback on the things that you can improve, but it can also be that you are not compatible with the other person. It can be, for example, in a romantic kind of way, but it can be also in a friendship kind of way or in a business kind of way. So rejection can be good. Don't be approval seeking. Trust in yourself. I have this rule that I call it the 50% rule. It means that we tend to think that we control 100% of the interaction. It means that if I want to make an impression and if I want someone to like me, I think that I can control 100% of the interaction and that I can make an impression into the other person. But that's not the case, because it would mean that you control 100% of the interaction if you want to make an impression and if you are worrying about what the other person thinks of you. But actually, what you can control is only your 50%, because you have 50% that are mine and you have the other 50% that is from the other person. So it's an illusion that you think that you can make an impression into someone and that you can control your 50% and their 50%. The only thing you can control is your 50%. It's how you express with the word. So that's why I think it's bad to be approval seeking, because you are trying to control something that can't be controlled, which is how they will interpret your behavior. Let's say that tonight I go to a bar and I approach a girl. I give her a compliment. Maybe one girl will say, I love you, and the other one will say, fuck you. My 50% were the same, but that's how she reacted to it. Because we can't really know how the person is going to react. Like Shakespeare said, there is nothing good or bad, but only thinking make it so. It means that you don't know how the person is going to interpret your behavior. The only thing you know is that you can maximize your 50%, so your communication skills. For example, your compliments, they have to be genuine, so they have higher chances of working. But you can't really control an impression into someone. That's an illusion, because you can only control your 50%. The other person has 50%. You have the message here that goes from here to here. Okay? You can control how you're going to send the message, but you can't control how the message is going to be received. So this is an illusion. Okay? So don't be approval seeking. And by approval seeking is whatever you do, you want to make an impression and the other person to like you, because that's an illusion. So be confident, define what's important for you, and go for it. Maximize your 50%, be proud of it, and stop with the approval seeking, because that's an illusion. It doesn't exist. Okay? So focus on expressing yourself rather than trying to make an impression, because you can't control the 100% of the interaction. Now, a technique to be rejected less. Instead of adapting your personality to people so that they can like you, what you do is that you express yourself freely. Because people will like you more if you are being yourself, rather than if you are trying to micromanage everything that you do so that they will like you. And remember an example, and I'm sure you have that in your life, where someone approached you and he was micromanaging everything so that you could like him. Did you like him more or less than someone who just express himself? And I'm sure the answer would be that you like him less. And it's counterintuitive, because you want to be liked, so you think that by adapting your behavior and making other people like you, they will like you more. But that's the opposite. If you do that, people will like you less. So the way to go about that is, remember your 50%, you maximize your 50%. You define what's important to you, your passions, your interests, and then you go for it. Okay? You define what's important to you, you go for it, and you be proud about it. And then you will see that you will care less about what other people think of you, because you understand this rule of the 50%. And you understand that you can only control what's in your control, so it is how you express yourself. Okay, so remember that. People will like you more if you are yourself and expressing 100% in the expression mode, rather than trying to make an impression and micromanaging everything so that they will like you. How uncomfortable it is when you meet someone and they're adapting everything so that they can like you. You can see that they're adapting their personality, and that's not attractive at all. Okay, so be aware of that. Would you like to learn how to make an amazing first impression with people that you meet? I would like to share with you in this 30-minute course my best tools and techniques so that you can communicate better with people. My name is Alain and I am a social skills and confidence expert. I have already helped more than 60,000 people in over 16 countries to become more confident and develop better social skills. And now I would like to coach you. So go ahead, enroll in this course, it's free. So if you want to make a great first impression, it's really important to understand that 93% of the communication between people is nonverbal and only 7% is verbal. In other words, what you say. So I always get the question, Alan, what do I say? What do I say? What do you say is not really important as long as you're not hurting someone and as long as you have good intentions. What is really important is the 93%, which is your nonverbal, which is your tone of voice, how you smile, how you look people in the eyes, how you feel. These are things that are really important because it's 93% of a communication. So if you want to make a great first impression, there is something that you can do and that will fix almost everything. In other words, it will fix your nonverbal. So what you should do is feel great emotions in your body when you want to talk to people. Because what most people do is that they don't take care of how they feel. They will just approach someone and they will focus on what to say and they won't really take care of how they feel. So what you want to do to have an attractive social energy is just before going to this social place, I would like you to close your eyes and for a few seconds, I would like you to find a memory where you had really amazing feelings, where you felt really great. And I would like you really to feel this emotion, this positive emotion. And you can try that right now. Just close your eyes and remember a time when you were really, really happy and you had great emotions in your body. And you just take a few seconds to feel this emotion. How do you feel? You feel great. So I'm able to do that in a few seconds. It means that I can feel great right now or I can feel depressed in a few seconds. It's just by focusing on different things. So if you want to have this attractive energy, focus on a memory where you had great emotions. And you will see that really your social skills and the way that you interact with people will really increase and you will be able to communicate better with people. So don't forget, have great emotions when you talk to people. It's really important to make the other person feel comfortable. So when you approach someone or when interacting with the other person, one of your focus should be about, is the person comfortable or not? If the person is not comfortable, it may be because you are too close to this person. So what I encourage you to do is that if you just approach the person and you don't know this person, you will just keep a distance that is arm length. So if you go a little bit less than arm length, it will be personal. But if you go in like that, it's a distance that when two strangers meet, it's really acceptable and the person will be comfortable. So if you see that the person is not really comfortable, what you should also do is see if you are a little bit too direct. It means that if your eye contact is a little bit too direct, or if you are facing the person directly and your feet are pointing to the person, and then you feel that the person is shy, what you should do is try to be a little bit more indirect. So in this case, I'm talking to you, I see that you are not really comfortable. I will just slightly turn away, but I will keep contact with you and I will keep engaging you. But I will be just a little bit breaking the eye contact and you will see that the person will be more at ease. Also, if you notice that the person is not really comfortable, it may be because you're asking questions that are too personal, or maybe you are being boring. What I mean by being boring is that you don't feel great emotions in your body and you are just saying things to say things and you don't really want to engage the conversation. In other words, if you are bored, the other person will be bored because whatever you feel, the other person feels. So it's really important to make the other person laugh, engage the other person, tell jokes, and really be in a great emotion and really make the other person feel and have a great time, because that's how you will be able to make a really amazing first impression. And if you think about last time that you were interacting with people, were they taking care of the fact that you were comfortable with them or not? Most of the time, people are so stressed when they're in social interactions that they don't even care if the person is comfortable or not. They just want to appear good and make a great first impression. But if you want to make a great first impression, it comes first by making the other person feel comfortable. Why? Because at the end of an interaction, the person will remember how they felt in an interaction, not what was said. Because remember, words are only 7% and the nonverbal is 93%. And most people can feel if they had a great time or not. So if you make the other person feel comfortable, they will say, oh my God, I was really comfortable with this person. Maybe there is something going on with this person. Maybe I like this person. It can be in business or it can be in personal life. But what I mean is that really make the other person feel comfortable. One great tip to make an amazing first impression, and it's something that I ask all the time, it's positive questions. Because if I ask you questions that will trigger, or I would say that has higher chances of triggering a negative emotion in you, you won't have a great first impression. Because if I ask you, what makes you sad right now? What is sad right now? Or if I ask a question that has really a negative focus, you will start shifting your focus to finding something sad or something uncomfortable or something that you don't really like. So it's the same thing with the opposite. It means that if I ask you a positive question, like what do you like to do for fun, or what do you do when you have free time, or do you have any vacations coming up? These are positive emotions questions. It means that there are higher chances of you feeling great emotions. Because if I'm talking about your interests and your passions, you will feel great because you like your passions and interests. And this is the tip here. Ask positive questions. So I encourage you to make a list between 3 and 5 questions that you could ask someone that has a positive focus. And you will see that it will transform your life. It will change your social life. Because that's how I'm able to make people like me really easily. Because I have a great emotion in my body, so I feel great. I will approach the person and then I will start asking positive questions. So maybe I won't be too personal, saying, hey, what are your passions and interests when I just meet the person? But through the conversation, I will be talking about passions, about what they like to do, about vacation. So you see, I will be talking about positive things. And if you do that, you will be able to really take your business and your personal life to the next level. Now you should really adapt the questions according to the situation that you are in. So try to brainstorm right now and you will see that it will transform your life. So if you want to make a really great first impression, it's important that you take care of your fear of approaching. Because if you are really stressed when you approach people, the other people will feel it. So how can you decrease this fear of approaching? So first, I would like to say that this fear of approaching is something that everyone has. Because we want to be loved, we want to be accepted in a group, we don't want to be rejected. So that's why we have this fear. It's basically to just keep us alive. Because back in the days, when we were rejected from a tribe, we would die because we wouldn't be able to protect ourselves, we wouldn't be able to find food and to survive. So we still have that ingrained in our brain. So it means that when we approach someone, we still think that if the person rejects us, it will mean death. So it's something that is ingrained in our brain. There is nothing that you can really do about it because it's ingrained. But I would like to share with you here 2 techniques that you can decrease it so that you can become more confident and be less stressed. So the first advice I would like to share with you here is that you should approach the person as soon as you have the intention of approaching that person. In other words, when you see someone that you want to approach, you should approach right away. Why? The more you wait to approach this person, the more you will feel the stress in your body and the more this fear of approaching will build up and appear. Have you ever been in a situation you wanted to approach someone and you waited and the more you waited, the more you had this fear of approaching? So the antidote to that is to approach when you see the person. So make the habit of when you see someone that you want to approach to go right away and then trust in your abilities to make something happen. Trust in your abilities to have a great conversation and to really become charismatic. Have great emotions, feel great, and you go and you approach someone when you see this person. You will see that your fear of approaching will decrease. Another technique I would like to share with you here is to focus on the positive rather than the negative. Let me explain. Let's say that I have two boxes here. In one box, I have a $10 bill, and in the other box, I have a spider, a snake, or something that scares you. And now I ask you this question. Which box would you choose? You will say, yeah, Alan, I want to choose the $10 bill. Why did you choose that? Because there were more benefits in choosing the $10 bill rather than the box with the spider. So your brain analyzed what it could gain and what it could lose. So it's the same thing with approaching people. If you're always focused on, oh my God, this person will reject me, oh my God, this person can make fun of me, what can happen if I approach this person? And you have a negative focus, you will start listing all the negative things that can happen. And it's as if choosing the box with the spider and the things that scares you. What you should do instead is ask yourself this question: what can I gain from the interaction? So if you start listing, oh, I can get a new client, I can get a new sale, I can get a new girlfriend, boyfriend, I can just make a new friend, and you start listing everything that you can gain from the interaction, your focus will switch from negative to positive, and it will be easier for you to approach. Now, with this question, I'm not saying that you should take value from people. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the focus that you will have when you will approach people has to be a focus of what can I gain from the interaction in order to decrease this fear of approaching. But then when you will approach someone, you will be giving value to people. Okay, so just to be clear. So that's it. I encourage you to go out, approach as soon as possible as you see the person. And also, I would like you to always ask yourself this question: what can I gain from the interaction? And your fear of approaching will decrease. You cannot remove it, but you can decrease, and you can learn how to deal with that. Because there are people who are really socially successful and they still have this fear of approaching, but it has decreased because they have learned how to deal with that. So accept that the fear will always be there and deal with that. You can even make fun of it. Don't make it a big deal, and you will see that it will be easier to approach people. Something I would like to discuss with you, if you want to make a great first impression, is eye contact. So it's really important that you maintain eye contact. Have you ever been in a situation when you were talking to someone and the person was not looking directly at you, was looking like that and was talking to you? How did you feel? Not really comfortable, I guess. Maybe you thought that the person was not really interested in the conversation. You thought that the person didn't care. And it's not really a great feeling. So when you are talking to someone, it's really important that you learn how to maintain eye contact. So if you're not really used maintaining eye contact, what I encourage you to do is to start practicing with a friend. So what you should do is that you just call a friend, or you can try with your partner or with someone that you know, and you just become comfortable looking into someone else's eyes. If you're not really comfortable, what you can do is look at the eyebrows instead of the eyes. There are people who say, hey, you should look here. No, don't look here because it's creepy and people will notice the difference. What you should do is look at the eyebrows if you cannot maintain eye contact. And the goal here is to become used, maintaining eye contact. Another great thing that you can do is that you go in front of the mirror and you look at yourself and you become comfortable looking at yourself. It's a really powerful exercise, and you can even imagine that it's someone else. So you can practice with yourself. Really, really powerful. When you're talking to people, most of the time you should maintain eye contact. In other words, if the person is present with you, is talking to you, you just maintain eye contact. And if you see that the person is a little bit uncomfortable, you can just break eye contact. So it's not really difficult. It's just about practicing and becoming at ease with that. So try that, try with a friend, try in front of the mirror. You will see that it will really help you. To make a great first impression, it's important that you take care of your body language. So if you feel great emotions in your body, if you really have a great energy and you are confident, the body language will appear as confident and you will have a great body language. So if you don't really feel great and you don't really want to approach someone and you are really stressed, how can you fix the body language? So I would like to share with you here a few tips. The first one is about the posture that you have. So I would like you just to imagine that you are Superman. In other words, you are someone really confident. how would this person have a powerful body language? In other words, the person will open his chest, shoulders back, head straight, and be proud. So you can adopt the posture of someone who is confident, and guess what? You will become confident. Also, you can smile, because the more you smile, the more energy you will generate in your body, and the more confident and happy you will become. You can maintain eye contact when you talk to people. When you shake hands, you must have a firm handshake, not a hand like that, a firm handshake. And ask yourself this question: how would a confident person behave? What would the posture of a confident person be? How would a confident person smile, maintain eye contact, talk to people? And in other words, you just have to copy the body language of confident people who are around you. So how I learned to have a confident body language was to just observe confident people around me. So I had people, I had CEOs, I had high power people, but I also had friends who were doing nothing with their lives, but they were really confident. So it's really important that you find someone that you can just copy and ask yourself this question: how is this person behaving? Because confidence leaves clues. It means that confident people will have a great posture. Confident people will look into other people's eyes in a certain way. There are common traits with confident people. And I can tell you them. I can tell you that it's, for example, maintaining eye contact, smiling, how you feel great emotions, adopting the posture of someone who is confident, having a great posture, imagining that you are Superman. But then there is also about the mindset, so it's more complicated than that. So I could tell you that, but the effect wouldn't be as powerful as just observing people around you and just asking yourself this question: what is this person doing that I'm not doing? And why is this person more confident than I am? And try to find clues. Are they thinking in a different way? Are they talking in a different way? Are they wearing different clothes? Are they doing something that I'm not? And that's how you can have an amazing body language. So now let's talk about what you can say when you are in social interactions and how you can make a great impression with that. So just to remind yourself of that, words are only 7% in a conversation, and 93% is nonverbal. So it's your body language, how you feel, your tone of voice, your smile. But the 7% are also important because you must say something. So I would like to give you a few advice. I don't want to give you sentences that you can apply because it has to be aligned with who you are. Because when I started approaching people, I would write down everything that I would say. I would script every conversation, every line that I would say. And then I will go out and I will start talking to people. And it will be really robotic and really fake because I was using sentences from other people. So I'm not saying you have to script your conversations. Don't do that. What you must do is just feel great when you talk to people and say what you want to say to people in that moment in time, as long as you have great intentions and you want to be friendly towards the other person. That's it. So in other words, you could be talking about anything. You could be asking the basic questions. As long as you are feeling great and you want to have a great conversation with the other person, you can talk about what is happening around you, about the environment. You can ask questions about what the person did earlier today, about what the person is doing, what the person does, about what the person will do in the future. You can ask about the future vacation. You can ask what they like to do when they have free time. You can share a story about your life. You can tell a joke. You can say something that happened before. You can say something that you will do in the future. You can see here, it's really open. It's just about expressing who you are and finding your personality. So a great way to see or to know the things that work for you would be to just sit down with a piece of paper and to think about the interactions that were really successful for you. And to ask yourself this question: what did I say in that interaction? Because if you see that there are questions, there are common questions or common sentences that you say and that make a really first impression, you should use them again. So think about the great interaction that you had at work, when you were in a bar, when you were approaching people in a restaurant, or when you were with friends. what were you saying that was really great and that made a great first impression? So it's something that is great. Now, when you find these sentences, I don't want you to just learn them by heart and go out and really just say them without emotions. Because what worked when you were saying these sentences, it was because you also had the emotions and it was aligned with what you wanted to say in that moment in time. So what you should do is just, you can read the sentences before you go out or before you go to a networking event, and then you forget them. And then I want you to be 100% present in the interaction. I want you to be fully listening to what the person is saying, and I would like you to trust your abilities in what to say. And you will see that magical things will happen. You will start saying the right things at the right time and at the right tone of voice, and everything will be perfect. In other words, everything will be great. So the advice I'm sharing with you here is maybe not the advice that you would like to hear, because maybe you wanted me to give you everything what to say and give you lines. I'm not going to do that because it's not going to serve you. I'm giving you the advanced advice, and it's the advice that works. Now, it's really about finding your style, finding what you say, and developing who you are, because that's what will make you a charismatic person, and that's how you will be able to make a great impression. So go ahead, take a piece of paper and a pen, and start brainstorming everything that you said in the past that was successful, and then use it again. So now let's talk about how you can approach people to make an amazing first impression. So in this video here, I would like to share with you 2 techniques or 2 ways that I use to approach people, and I use them all the time. Most people think that it's really important to say the perfect thing when you approach someone, but it's not really important, because most people will remember how they felt in an interaction, and most people won't even remember how you approach them. So if you ask someone that you met today for the first time, and if you ask this person, do you remember what I said when I approached you? Most people won't even remember. So it's not as important as you think, but it has to be done in the right way. So the 2 ways that I use, the first one is that I will just introduce myself. It means that I will walk up to someone and will just say, "Hi, my name is Alan. How are you?" Or, "Hi, my name is Alan. I just wanted to say hi because you look friendly." And then I will shake hands. It's something that is really powerful and that works well. And you can use that all the time, everywhere. You're in a restaurant, networking event, in a bar with friends, you just introduce yourself. Really powerful here. When you shake hands, firm handshake, and you might take eye contact, and you can even have a small smile. And if you introduce yourself, the person will, by the law of reciprocity, also say their name. So it's a great way to start an interaction. And then when you have done that, you can ask, how do you know each other? What brings you here? And then you can start talking about what is happening around you. You can start talking about the environment. You can ask questions, see if the person liked the conference, if the person liked the food, if the person liked the wine. You can start asking the basic questions. What do you do? Where are you from? You can basically talk about anything, but just it's about approaching. How do you approach this person? So the second way to approach people would be to just ask a basic question, because you can just make as if it just happened. And remember, the first words that you will say are not really important. So you could walk up to anyone and just ask a basic question. Even if you already know the answer, it doesn't matter. So it means that I can go to a place and I can just approach someone and say, "Hey, excuse me, can I ask you a question? Do you know when this place closes? Do you know a great restaurant in town where I can eat sushi? Hey, do you know if the conference, do you know anything?" And you ask a simple question. You can even ask an opinion. You can ask something about the business, about the conference that you are in, about the environment, the bar, the restaurant. You can ask a question. Any question is great. Any question that you could ask another human being and that is not weird and that would be appropriate in that environment, you can ask it. And that's how you can start a conversation. And then you lead the conversation. What brings you here? And then you can ask the basic questions. What do you do? And talk about the environment, talk about what is around you. So don't stress too much about approaching people. It's just going for it. So go approach someone and you will see that it's fun to talk to people. Don't be too stressed when you approach someone. Remember, you have to feel great. You have to feel relaxed. And how do you do that? Just by feeling great emotions in your body. You go, you approach someone. Hey, my name is Alan. How are you? Hey, my name is Alan. You look friendly. I just wanted to say hi. Hi, my name is Alan. I just wanted to congratulate you on the conference before. Hi, my name is Alan. I just wanted to say hi. What's your name? Or you can just ask a question. Hi, can I ask you a quick question? Do you know when this place closes? Do you know ta 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 ta? And you ask a simple question. And you have started a conversation. And that's how you can make a really great first impression. Don't stress about it. Just go and just do it. So something I'd like to share with you here, and that is really powerful when you want to talk to people and to make an amazing first impression, it's just to be warmed up. In other words, I would like you to talk to people during the day. Because if you spend 8 hours in front of the computer and then you haven't talked to anyone, and then you just go out and you approach someone that is really important and you really want to make an amazing first impression, it will be difficult. Why? Because your energy is focused on doing one task that does not involve talking to people. So what I always do is when I have to spend 8 hours editing videos or doing something in front of my computer, I will do that. And then right after, I will maybe call a friend. I will talk to someone in the streets. I will talk to people in a bar, in a restaurant. I will engage a conversation with a bouncer or with someone at the shop. I will just ask a basic question or just say something. Why? Because I will start warming up. And then when the moment, it can be a networking event or it can be a restaurant or a bar, and I really have to make a great first impression, I will already be in the talkative mood. So I will already be warmed up. It's something that you can do also if you have a job interview. Don't arrive and you are really stressed and you haven't talked to anyone during the day. What you should do is just you talk to people during the day and then you go to the job interview, and it will be easier because you have already talked to 5-10 people during the day, and it will work better and you will be able to become at ease when you approach people. So really powerful here advice. Warm up, warm up, warm up. If you really have to make an amazing first impression and you have one shot and the person is really important, talk to other people before. You will see it will help you. So if you like to deal with conflicts in an effective way, it's important that you learn how to master your emotions. Have you ever been in a situation where you were really emotional, you were arguing with someone, and you said things or you did things that you regretted later? We have all been there. So a great advice that I can give you is that when you start getting emotional, you are arguing with someone and you are getting emotional, just take a step back. You can even tell the person, you know what, I'm really emotional right now. I just want to relax. I just want to calm me down. I just want to take time to think about it. I will come back later. It's something that you can say and the person will understand, so that you can really take time to think about what to say. Another example would be that you receive an email from a coworker and it really pisses you off. You are really angry. Instead of replying right away with the anger and with all this negative emotion, just reply the next day. It's something that I do all the time. When I get an email that really makes me angry or that I really don't like, and I would like to tell really mean things to the person, I don't do it because I will be too emotional, and maybe I misinterpreted it, or maybe I didn't understand well, maybe I was tired. So it means that when you enter these negative emotions, you won't be able to think clearly. So if you want to deal with conflicts in an effective way, you must understand that your emotions may be something that will harm you if you are always listening to emotions and you go with the negative emotions and you really amplify these negative emotions and you throw these negative emotions into the person. So be really careful with that. Take time to think about it, to think about what to say, and talk to people when you are not really emotional and when you're relaxed and you think in a more clear way. You will see that it will really help you. So congratulations, you have completed the course. So I would like to say that I'm really proud of you. And if you'd like to learn more about social skills, I would like to give you a special opportunity to enroll in my other social skills courses for $10 only instead of $200. So there is a PDF attached to this video and you can just click and then you will find a $10 coupon. It's really great because the course that I'm offering are courses that are longer than 30 minutes. Here I really wanted to give you the best techniques that I could in 30 minutes. But my courses are longer, are 2, 3, 4, or even 5 hours long. And I will really go deep into each section and really discuss what you can say. I will give you more approach anxiety techniques. I will show you how to have social confidence. So it will really take your social life to the next level. So try to find the PDF that is just attached here and you will see that it will really transform your social life.